All right, so we're back. So the interesting thing about this that I really talk about a lot is people have been wondering. They're actually wondering like, okay, hey, where's the campaign at? Um, what is the campaign coming? I can help you with the campaign. I can tell you so little, but I can also tell you so much. So the first thing I want to get into is campaign for Gates of Hell of the Halo mod is coming out. Now, it is, and it's going to be called General Hawkins. Now, General Hawkins is a little bit more of a brief story about him. Uh, is holy cow, a peak. Okay, just read these comments. The interesting thing about this is that it's big. It's really huge. I mean, like I said, playing General Hawkins, I've got it's going to be very interesting to see. But like I said, John Hawkins, he turns into the super flow, like I was telling you guys before. And the interesting thing about it is everything kind of goes back, like really goes back into the beginning. And we're talking about when John Hawkins went to this flood planet, he was trying to get samples for the flood because he was trying to study them, which is a bad idea. But something leaked out of the of the containment. It actually leaked out of it one day and infected him. And they tried everything they could to try to stop this. So he himself just inject himself with the flood serum that was actually a flood boss, and inject him with the flood serum and turn him to a super flood, killing everybody and destroying everything. So when we look at such a big area about the flood, it's really interesting how Oni tried to cover this up and say it wasn't true. So General Green has sent an Isaac Commander, and has sent in a agent, Marine, a Marine, that was sent in. That was actually, and see the thing is, as we get farther and farther into the lore, is that they were sent into this flood planet. And on this flood planet, it's very interesting to actually say the least because it's very cool at the same time. Because you get to see things you've not really seen before. This is one of those missions where when you play this, you're going to know right there and then that you're gonna be like, "Oh wow, this is really interesting. I didn't know this was possible." And that's when things start. That's when it starts coming off. That's when it starts taking off. That's when you're like, "Oh wow, this is really cool, a battle mission." And I called this a battle mission for a reason. And one of the missions is one mission for right now because it's only 9 missions long for right now. It will be 10 missions for total as it comes out, but demo will be playable soon. Only 3 missions will be right now. It's my choosing. I want to give you the first foremost of it to make sure it still works. Um, but it's very interesting how we take a look and how we say all these things and all these different things and all these varieties that come up. And it's interesting because the more we dive into the storyline, the more we actually go back, the more we actually understand where Halo why you came from, the more you're going to understand it. And if you listen, and one as General Green is talking, he's even talking about there was somebody named as General Hawkins at one time. So what year does this take place? Where is it coming from? What's the year of General Hawkins? What is it before General Red? Is it after General Red? Is it after the Covenant? Is it before the Covenant? And the truth really is it lies on the very last one of Flood 6. That's right, Flood 6. And after Flood 6 actually kind of like took off, after that was finished, General Isaac Commander was sent in to the flood planet to investigate, trying to find General Hawkins. But when Isaac Commander found General Hawkins, he had already been turned into the super flood. Now, what I mean by super flood, a super flood is what I'm talking about. Is a super soldier. He was turned into this big super soldier that had massive point. If a tank tried to attack him, it wouldn't do any good. A nuke wouldn't be possible. The only thing to kill this thing is you have to literally have a Kier. You have to shoot it with a Kier, and it will eventually, in time, or destroy. You have to kill the Kier, or you have to destroy the flood planet. Now, General Green was very often about this, so General Green's so carrying it, he decided to destroy the flood planet. As you'll see, Isaac Commander only has unlimited amount of time to get off the flood planet before it is extremely obliterated into nothing. So, killing the flood boss and everything else is very interesting. Now you'll see in the game where you think the flood boss will be destroyed, but really he's not destroyed. He's taking a nap, if you want to say. And the year is 2799. So 2799 is when this is taking place. So that's the confirmed year of what's really going on here. And but it's a very interesting campaign. You're going to fight along. It's definitely things you've never seen before. Maybe you have seen them in previous games. I know you've seen the flood package that was on that was from Boomy, not Boomy, but Lopez's team that had all the flood spores. I know you've seen that in Call to Arms before, so you're going to be seeing that in Gates of Hell. I've also got some of my own characteristics going up there, and that is my own design, my own creation, my own model for the flood. And it's very, very exciting because we're looking where you're going to start. You're going to see these things, see these limbs. They don't move or anything. It's almost like a tree root. And the story behind it is that actually it once was a tree. So the flood planet, before it got infected with the flood planet, before the flood planet, before it became a flood planet, it was actually the tree of life. There's trees and everything. It was filled with life and animals and stuff, and just really cool sentinels and beings and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to see how that's going to unfold there. So when you see the flood tree, you just know about the flood tree was actually one of the trees that was on the planet. It's very, very interesting to see how that's going to come into play and see how that's going to happen. We're looking at a lot of big things. Now, people had big questions. They're like, okay, what happened to the Arbiter? And okay, so the Arbiter doesn't play General Hawkins. He's not dead. He is alive. He's not dead. He is alive. And he's kind of like taking a break right now. He's like on his own mission right now. And what's really going on as we talk about this more and more, we have to understand the storyline behind this is extremely big. It's bigger than what anybody's ever seen before. There's things that you're really going to be going into this, and you're going to be looking at this and being like, "Wow, I've never seen this before. How is this even possible?" And that's when it just drives you into this big atmosphere, and you're just like, "Wow, I've never seen this before. How's this done? How's this possible?" And that's when it gets interesting. That's when you're like, okay, yeah, let's go. I see what's going on here. Let's fire. It's time to attack. And it's what you do. It's really cool. But yeah, it's very interesting. We're going to be seeing from the very beginning, maybe some flood in there. Definitely flood in there. But the Covenant. Now, the interesting thing about the Covenant is there is a Halo mod coming out. Another Halo, not my Halo mod, another Halo mod. And it's in the works. And I think it's going to come out early. Take it with a grain of salt. It could be coming out this year, or maybe coming out next year, the Halo mod. So really stay tuned to that. And because Halo, like I said, Halo 89 is a big, big story, okay? It's a huge story. It's one of the biggest stories I've ever done in a Halo game. It's about 24 missions long, and it is a big one with just bunch of cutscenes, some characters that you may have seen, maybe not seen. It really does tie in to see where Commander Josh is coming from. And that's so who are the plays you play as you play as in the game that you play as. And the first one you're going to be playing is going to be my favorite guy is the Marine. He's just called the Marine right now. And here's a little bit of backstory about him is he was actually in the war in Halo 3. And it was just a Marine, and nobody really seen him, kinda. and he died as an NPC, and I didn't really I seen that in there, the ending. I was like, you know what, I want to go ahead and pick up that Marine and put him in this mod, and I want to tell a big story about him. Let's just make up something really cool that people are gonna love, they're gonna enjoy, they're gonna want more of. And that's tragedy of his home world, which was Earth, was taken over by the Covenant and the Flood too. His own wife and child were consumed, they were killed by the Covenant, and he wanted payback. So because of this, it drove him to become stronger and better, and he would just pretty much wanted to do what he needs to do and everything like that. Yeah, I'm not, he's a really cool Marine. You'll see what I mean when you play this game. And so, the interesting thing about this is that we take a look at this and we really understand the basics and the bottom. And we're not talking about bottom basics and bottom is I'm talking about that, you go in and you see such a huge thing. And you kind of look at it like it's something you've never seen before, something you're looking at something and you're going, okay, wow, I've never done this before. Let's see where we can open up here. Let's see where we can open up there. And it's about understanding the story. It's about you gotta have love, passion, motion, feeling, and caring, and motivation and dedication, all that stuff. And you gotta understand the storyline of it. You gotta know what it means to see it coming, see it going, and that's the most important part. Is that the drive? And like I said, you guys really, because of you guys, that's why I do this. If it weren't for you, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. I mean, I would, but it would take me some years, probably maybe some months, before I post anything. But I just want to say thank you again to everybody. So, what is it that makes the story? And that's the creation of something that nobody really understands. Is you want to take something, make it look good, and then put it in the game and be like, oh hey, yeah, let's make this make sense in here, or let's do something, let's duplicate this, or let's duplicate that. And that is the most important part about it. That's the most important part about it, is that you understand the truth behind it all. You're knowing the outcome. You're knowing the valuable to it, and you're seeing everything being done. You're seeing everything being created, and you're knowing that no matter what you guys do, no matter what happens at all, is the story behind everything is going to be good. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, where's the standalone ODST? Like, I get this question a lot. Like, I really do. Where's the ODST? And ODST is not in this game. Not in this game right now, or this mod. It's not in this one. They're in there, but they're human skins, and so it really does basically depend on everything that happens when you start going to these type of things. There will be ODST games. Yes, I will have one that will be done. Probably going to be in the next Halo mod that comes out. Not by me, but probably by Gaia. He'll probably have that one posted, and then we can go ahead and I can really tell the story. My favorite story I've ever told was Warda, because Warda is, like I said, no, I never exactly told the story about Warda, and it comes from inside, actually. See, Warda came from General Hawkins, and he came in as a recruit in 2561, and he was on a mission with Isaac Commander, and one day he slipped off of the edge of the ice, and he was hanging on by a thread. And Isaac Commander gave the order. He said, let's go. There's nobody else here." And because he was looking for Warda, but the truth is Warda slipped off the edge, killed himself, but he had a crystal. The crystal was white at first. Well, when he woke up, what was interesting, I took a lot of inspiration from Major Goody, Sarge's War, inspiration from that one. And what happened was he had a crystal, and the crystal was white, so he was good. But then the insects got in there. The flood took him and fixed him up, and became red. And because the reason it became red is see, Warda was in half flood and half marine, and half creature. And what happened was Warda kind of went completely different. He went to like the other side of things. He really did. And the interesting thing about it is Warda wanted revenge against Isaac Commander because he left him. He's like, I can't believe I'm being left here. He just eventually, after barely hanging on, he just let go, and it killed him. But they fixed him, and what remained, a little bit of his brain, a little bit of his heart, he turned black, and the crystal turned red, into rage, fire rage, and in one of the missions, as you play as Warda, as you play in the mission, you finally fight Warda. His last words is, "I only wanted to do what was right," and that's really interesting. Is and then he gets killed by Isaac Commander again. But what's really interesting about that little part is he only wanted to do what was right. He only wanted to fight for his people. He wanted to fight for a cause. And knowing that he wanted to fight, he came back to life again. Now, people have speculation if Warda's coming back. Is he coming back stronger than ever? Is it because this is like before what happened? And the truth is Warda is coming back, but he's not coming back as you would think. He's not coming back as in this is the last time he's coming back. No, this is coming back as in the before time of what he was. He's come back as the first form of him, of a Spartan, of a Marine. And the interesting thing about it is that we talk about it, right? And when we see these things, right, is the interesting thing about it is he comes back stronger than ever. Does he come back as a good guy? Well, you see, the crystal, even though that he shot him, Isaac had no idea that he had a crystal too. Well, the crystal revived him, giving him a second chance. And this is the final, I call this the final, this is why I was talking about Halo 89. Halo 89 or Halo 59. Halo, I know it's Halo, one of the numbers I forgot. But Warda's there. Warda is there. Warda coming back it changes everything. He's been killed twice. He's been killed like 2-3 times already. And he didn't come back a fourth time. Warda is even more mad. He's like just peed off. Like he's fiery rage. And he's coming back and he's stronger than ever. It's almost like he's almost like a super flood, but not quite a super flood. He's coming back stronger than ever. And we're talking stronger than ever he was. Is this time he knows the plans, he knows what's going on, he knows Isaac Commander's every move. So when I was really interested, when I was talking about this, as we go back to the episodes, Isaac Commander had a team, and in one of the instances, General Blue, which you'll know more next year in December about that, but General Blue says he mentions Isaac Commander's team, and Isaac Commander says, "Yeah, I had a team. I did have a team," and he did have a team. So the interesting thing about that is who was his team? Well, there were Kira, John, and Michael was part of his team, and Warda was also part of his team. So taking down the last member of his teammate, that's kind of hard for Isaac Commander because it's like he didn't know what to. Oh man. It's like he didn't know what to do exactly. So he was in that commitment. He's like, did I make the right decision killing him, or did I not make the right decision? It's a speculation of what really happened in the final of the final. So when you play Warda, when you actually play the game called Warda for the Gates of Hell, you're going to see just how much stronger he became. You're going to see everything from start to finish. You're going to see his memory start to fade. You're going to see the things that happened from the flashbacks that started to happen from start to finish. You're going to see everything. And Isaac Commander is going to be like, oh crap, this is crazy. I didn't think that this was going to happen again. I can't believe I have to take him down a fourth time. And Warda is part of the Super Flood. the hive mind, which is called the Boss Hive Mind. And it's really interesting because that's his last teammate. That was his best friend, and now he has to take him down again. And that's hard for him. He has to face that final challenge that he thought he left behind, and then he has to confront it, either killing it or destroying it or confronting it by talking and letting that go. So it's really interesting to see that. And then my personal favorite is General Red. General Red is also another Spartan. And he has a crystal too. And so General Red was supposedly in this final one. It's gonna be interesting because people believe you've killed General Red. The other one, I think it was Finding Isaac Commander, or no, General Red. Isaac Commander fights General Red. And but he's not dead. And the final one of next year, the December one, it's gonna really be interesting because it does do the finalization of everything. It does the final to the final of everything that happens. So it's gonna be interesting to see General Red, plus you've got Warda, plus you've got Isaac Commander, and then General Green's men that get sent in as well. So you've got the Flood, the Covenant, General Red's men. It's going to be interesting. I'm just telling you. So what happened? But there is one thing that makes more sense than anything, and that's this mission that I've done, that I've posted, that I've seen more than anything actually. And that is what this is. I'm gonna show you. I gotta find it over here. I think it's at number 10 or number 5. Oh, yeah, I think it's on down here. That is right here. Yeah. What is it, cookie? Thanks. This is what I was talking about right here. This is what's really interesting. Is this right? This is very interesting. If you play this mission, 3 current subscribers, still thank you for that. If you play this mission right here, it says you play as Isaac Commander, Clara is bad, you must kill him. Now, if you guys don't know who this is a captain that Warda supported, and that was Warda had a team too. Okay, Warda had a big team, and his team wasn't family. These are just pieces and things that Warda used, and so. Karalar? I'm not sure how to spell the name, I just spelled it that way. But this person right here, that Isaac Commander takes out, is part of that team. And Warda had captains, sergeants, privates, all in his team. And your mission is to take him out. Give me a second, I eat a cookie. I'll talk in a minute. But your mission is to take him out. And when you do take him out, the game is done. It's finished. So what year is this one then? You're probably asking. If that one was going to be 2677, this year is going to be 2899. So in 2899, he takes out the leader, another leader of Wardas, his captain. His captain is fierce. Now this mission is about 10 missions long. As you can see, this is the stuff you're going to need to play. But what's here is interesting because as we take a look at this picture, if you look highly here, you can see the flood. But what you also don't see is you see another Spartan there. Right there. Alright? That is the captain. That's Warda's that's not Warda's captain, that's the captain of Warda's army. Your job is to kill him. As you can see right here, you must kill him. That's something you didn't see before, but now you do. So what we're going to do is we're going to subscribe to it. And we're going to go to it. Alright. Cow got 2 rears. Holy cow. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what it is that we have. Let me go to back. Steam. It should be 1116 right here. Map, set, texture, land. This is what we used. That's what I used for the texture. That right there. You can find that if you type in sand. Flood 2, Flood Human, Flood Combat Form, Headless 3, Headless Spartans, and Flood Form. The interesting thing about this is, it's 9 missions. I guess I was wrong. It's 9 missions, and we're gonna go ahead and look here. We'll look at the previews here. This is the first one. I remember this one like it was yesterday. I did. So there's a lot to break down here to talk about. Now, again, remember the year itself is 2698. Okay, it's 2698, and what's going on is this is a sergeant. These are the 2 UNSC Marines, and he'll say something like, "Commander, you need to kill the captain of Warda's army," or something like that. So that's one of them. Okay, that's mission 1. It's mission 1, don't worry. I guess there's 7 has mission 2, it's weird. Here's the other one. Alright, just so you guys are noticing this. So what's going on here is, you see, he's not on the flood planet, not yet anyways, but he is here. He is here. And everything that's going on is extremely different. I think I missed one mod. Yep, I missed this one. I missed that one. That was one that's Planetside 1 mod. As you can see here, there are dead Spartans. These Spartans are bad. They're bad Spartans, and they try to kill Isaac Commander. You do the whole mission with just Isaac Commander alone. Here is the door. Yeah, here is the door. As you can see here. That's the door. Here is the other door. I did all this myself, built this myself. Here's the other one. This is really interesting because the way I had to do this one was really cool. So the way I had to get this to work is I had to put a near condition and I had to put another near condition. So I had to say when spawn, door opens, and then door closes. So on spawn, door opens, and then door closes. And then on spawn, door opens, and then door closes. It was really interesting to do how that was going to do. Then we have the flood, as you can see here. You can see the flood right there. Then we have the actual flood themselves. As you can see, I used that texture I downloaded and I colored it. And I used the walls and the flood about themselves. Here's another level of this. You've got some army guys coming in, but they get turned into flood real fast. But there's the flood guys right there, as you can see. I thought it was I was excited when I was doing it. And here's the final boss. This is one that we have all been looking for. As you can see right here, there's the flood again, and there's the flood boss. The boss that's commanding the flood again, and I just had to take him out. And that's clear out. So we don't need anything right now. I'm just going to subscribe to that. But yeah, now you guys know the story about that is he was the main boss and you had to take him out completely. And when you did, what would happen is you would win and then he would get picked up from there. But essentially that's how that was. That's how that would happen. It's pretty exciting if you ask me. Then Flood 4. I didn't anything to Flood 4, did I? We're just looking at level 16. I don't remember Flood 4 actually. Oh yeah, I do remember. I remember now. In this mission, your mission was to kill. I think you teamed up with Master Chief and the Arbiter. You were Arbiter, and you teamed up with Master Chief. Take out the Flood boss. Pretty sure that was the Flood mine, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there it is right there again. Here's the other one. Yeah, this one was interesting. I don't really remember which one this was, but as you can see, very interesting. Oh, I remember this one now. Yeah, the Silent Shadow. Your main mission was to get to the Silent Shadow because of, you, what is it? It was before you met with the Arbiter, Thelvadamy. It's before you met with him. Isaac Commander had talked to this guy. This is when Isaac Commander was going to become a Marine, so he talked to him right here. This guy. And then in Flood 1, he fought alongside him. I'd probably got to do a remake of Flood 1 at some point in time so people would understand it more. But yeah, that's that. But that's the last one, right? Yeah, it's the last one. Yep, last one. It was only 6 missions long, but it was still interesting. So we don't need that one anymore. And then we had I love Halo Alone. There's a demo Halo Alone, and there was Halo Alone. You know Halo Alone. I've got the video on it. Let's take a look at Flood 5. Oh no. Flood 5. That's what it was. Where's a video? Okay. Oh yeah, this is one I didn't show you guys, did I? Take a look at this. I followed my training exactly to the point. I didn't know what was going on exactly, so I kind of triggered a little bit. My training was well. The commander had told me a lot of stuff. I didn't really know it at the time, but I'd be facing combat. I was only a private back then. Once we got there, everything was an ambush. A lot of my guys died. Only 3 of them remained. What I knew, what I didn't know. How could I? Alright, so there's that one. Here's the map I have. You are Spartan. I mean ODST, my bad. There's one. No preview on that one. That's interesting. There are preview stuff for that one. Preview on that one either. Looks like I didn't put no previews on them. That's interesting. Is this how they're all? Is that how all of them are? Yep. Oh, it's editor only. That's why I didn't have no previews on them. Okay. I was doing a test earlier. Preview here. I think it's the demo, right? Mission 1 demo. Yeah. Flood 5 demo, I believe that's the same one that I have here. Yep, there's a demo. Maybe that was for the editor only. We all know that one. That's the first ever red. Red 4. This Flood 4. Water flashback. Oh yeah. I remember that. But yeah. I'm very glad to see my mod on here. Thank you, Gates of Hell, for putting it on the most viewed, watched thing ever. So I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, that's memory lane pretty much. But now I want to show. Now I'm going to show you guys something I don't think you know about Halo. And we're just going to do a little test and run it real quick here. Let's see what my views are. So a little test we're going to do here. Let's go for so far. Alright, so a lot of speculation believe that you can only go a certain height. Now, when this game first came out, the truth was is you could only go a certain height, like 400, and that was it. Now, you can go higher than that. And the reason I say higher than that is because I do 600. I did 600 for a test and see if that would work or not, and it seemed like it did. Now, if we look over, zoom in, turn around here, you can see it's there. But what's interesting about this thing is that some people wanted to make it lower than that, so we're minus 600. I don't know if this is going to. I've never done this before, so I don't know if this is going to work or not. I've played with a lot. I've played around with the editor a lot, but never like this. That looks about right. It looks better. It looks like it's really far down. And that's what I was going for. Just like in Halo, as you can see me as I was playing Halo SPV3 today, and you look down, you're like, whoa. No, when people look down with them, be like, whoa, you know. I think it would be cool. The map. You see the things are still here. File, save this. I think this might crash. I don't know. We created a fog distance, it looks like. I'm not sure what that means if I put, I've never done this before. Like I said, it's the first time I've done this. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work or not work or anything like that. I've never done it before. I've always went up and not down. Let's put a person on it and see how it looks. didn't sign on for this. I had a feeling that was gonna crash. So we'll go back into. I had a feeling it was gonna crash because I just didn't think it was gonna work like I wanted to. So it looked like it may have worked like I wanted to. It didn't work like I wanted to because I knew it was gonna crash. Because anything above like minus I think 200 or 30 it crashes the game. That's just for the original Card of Arms. I think it does. I don't know if that happens as well with the other stuff. Delete. Okay. I like Combat Evolve a lot. I keep guys. I can't tell you tops. I go back to Combat Evolve and I'm like, some of the stuff I see, I'm like, wow, that looks amazing. And then I look at and it's weird too because I'll look at the cliff, right? I'll look at the cliff and I'll like, I don't know, you know. All right, so we'll do one. We'll hit this. I'll go 300 and then I'll times this by 200. Okay, so we're gonna do again. We're not gonna mess with the terrain because I think the terrain is where it's supposed to be set at. If that makes any sense or not, I'm not sure. So we're gonna go to here, move this stuff in a little bit more. Go over here, turn around. Move this stuff in a little bit more. I honestly, it's just about feeling, really. And messing around with it a lot, you know. Alright, and done. So what we're gonna do is go into heights. I'll minus this at 600 again. Not minus, plus at 600. Go like this. And we're gonna just take a look. And pretty much just look, as you can see, I think I can go higher than that. I'm not sure where these boys cap out after they stop shooting. I don't know. I don't think it's 1,000. Because they may walk at 1,000, but they may not be able to like physically walk as 1,000, if you know what I mean. So I think that just depends on like what's going on and stuff. And we'll train that. Alright, so this at 1,000 is going to take a look and save this. I'm just going to test this again since I deleted all my other stuff because I wasn't sure what was going on them. I need to change the thing to the new title here. There we go. I wonder if I do this, I wonder if it can capture something really quick. Let's see if it catches that and catches that one. Let's see. Never done this before. We're doing this one, right? Yeah. Let's see what we've got. If you guys see anything, I really quick. I think it takes a couple minutes. Let me show you. Yeah. Okay, we can definitely see something. That needs to be down. Going a little bit. Hold on. There we go. That should be good like that. I think so. The one thing we're testing, it still looks like it's small because it's only 600. I'm gonna try. I have a big peak at like 900. I feel like 900 would be a big peak. That, because to me, we go here. Obviously, that's not gonna crash the game. See, if we go over, he's still going there. You can just shoot. As you can see. If I look over, it doesn't look like anything. So I wonder, because I'm trying to see. I'm just curious. If I put this at 900, how much more would that be? 600 is good. What's 9? What about 900? Let's see. Does it feel higher than usual?
How did I sign on for this gig?
Oh yeah, look at that. That 900 is perfect. But the question that I remain to myself is it going to crash the game? As you can see, nothing there. Nothing there. Let's go ahead and this would be perfect if it was still fire at 900. And then of course the player is here. That was weird, but okay. So as you can see, that's 900. We're at 900, guys. And if we walk over, it looks like it's too far down. Like if he jumps, you're gonna die. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. See, the thing is, guys, that's what I wanted to do when I first created this Halo, these type of Halo games. Is I wanted something to be so high up where you just look down and you're just like, whoa, that looks too far up. And that's exactly what I was going for a long time. But I don't think my computer at the time could handle it. I don't think, because the graphics wasn't that good or something like that. So I just don't think you can handle it all that well. So let's go ahead and go to the actual player here. That's perfect.
I didn't sign on for this.
Let's look over to the edge. Oh wow, yeah, that looks beautiful. That looks really far up. I love that. That looks really. I mean, we're at 900. I think 900 is going to be the perfect mark. Anything higher than 900, I think I'm going to have to be thinking about something. You know, it feels really good too because it almost looks like the background is there, and almost like the edge of it right there. Versus this is the edge. That's the edge. And the edge of it just looks like a background, almost like a big background, and that's what I was That's what I was focusing on. Is I wanted to give it a background that I knew it was gonna be cool. So if we go like this, thank you. What? And we give this a background. How would the background look? Would it look good, or would it look too much? Plus this at 1,000. Actually, it's already 1,000, so that's at 6. So 8, 9. Yeah, that's 900. So 900 from 3 would be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I'll do 1,000. See what that looks like. What I'm really fighting for, guys, is I'm fighting for a view, but I'm also fighting for a background view. Okay, now I want some mountains going up. Alright, right here. Trying to create a background, it's not as easy as you think it would be. I mean, it is, but getting it just right. That's the ticket. Alright, a file. Save that one. Start.
This is crazy.
Alright, and then we look over here. You can see the hilltop. I have rocks, but the rocks don't go like that. They won't look like that. There's something that we talk about, and oh great, I can't see, there's nothing there anymore. Should be right there, unless we have to screen capture. And it doesn't have anything. Screen capture should have it. Right? Yeah. Yep. Let's give it some. Give it some love here. See what we can do with some textures. Oh crap, I forgot it won't work. Oh, I guess it will. I forgot. It's the other one, isn't it? Give it some lighting.
What am I, nuts?
You know, obviously it's too far up. Like it doesn't look like it's not far out enough. In other words, what I was trying to say. So that does look good. Now I think 900 would be a perfect thing to set with. Sky looks good. Another question is, if can I take out from down there. So can you shoot them? Can they shoot each other? Yep. High ground. Yep. Yep. I sure can. Okay, I know what I need to do. And make another one. This time it's a little bit bigger. We're gonna go 5 by 5. It's a big map. Not gonna lie. This will take a little more resources to load it up and everything. So this is I think use a 5. They may use even a longer map thing for Covenant Evolve. It just really depends on the silent cartographer if they want 5,000 or they want 500. Alright, there's our 500 by 500 one. The only thing I'm going to do here is do a big test. I didn't hit it just right. So there is our mountain. Alright, now we do 900. Just enough so we can see it a little bit here. There. It would have to be out even more. Because that's 900. The distance is what I'm looking at. Did I not put him on? Oh, I do. I do have him on. Oh, that's way out there, yeah. You can't even see them. Can't even see the distance. 900 is perfect. Water is perfect. You can't even see the distance of it. And water effect.
What am I doing here?
Oh yeah, look at that. Look how far up that looks. I mean, that's beautiful. Now, if you were playing the game, it would go boom, 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 boom. That's if you were playing the game. Oh yeah, look how far up that looks. This looks good. That looks good. Well, the question is, I wonder if it would work in the actual.
What am I, nuts? This is crazy.
And of course, if that says 900, you want to do something like that again. Want to minimize that. Be about 1,000.
I didn't sign on for this.
Yeah, be about 1,000 up because they're becoming like this. Just like they did in SPV3. And you go around like this. That's all he's got is that weapon. Alright, and then if I'm not gonna save it, but you'll get my drift. If there was an enemy on here. Right? Can't tell this guy. Can't shoot him, can he? I should be able to. Not too far up. Let's see.
Come on, tough guy.
How did I sign on for this? Oh yeah! More of them?
Just checking some stuff here.
Oh no!
Okay,
Where?
that looks like 1,000 is too much. I don't think they can. They can't. Looks like they can't fire up at 1,000.
More of them?
I think 1,000 is too much. Not saying for sure, but it just looks like 1,000 is too much. I'm not entirely sure why, but it looks like 1,000 is too much for them to fire each other.
Not more of them!
Yeah.
They're everywhere!
See how you can't fire now?
Oh no! Where?
You can walk, but you can't.
What am I doing here?
You can't fire. It might be because it has to be resonated again. I'm not sure.
I didn't sign on for this!
I have to clip the map again. Hold on. Try to clip the map it in. And clip the height. See if that works. Okay, so we now know that 900 is probably going to be the max they can actually fire at, which is not bad actually, because you have 900 is big enough to look down. Bad part is it's just not big enough to look up. If I want to create anything higher than actually 600 is good. We do 600. 600 is still good for a look down beat. 900 would be max, but they can't. I don't know why. I can fire at them. I have to do this and that. 1,000 is the max, and it looks like. I mean, 900 is the max they're gonna be able to fire because they'll bring them down. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen or that's the reason it's there. As you can see, it does look maxes out. Yep. So you stop firing after you get to a certain area. Go down here. Yep, 900 is what maxes out. So that means 500 is too long. Well, it's not too long, but it's not. It would need to be longer. So we'll do 400 by 900 out. Because I think that's what SPV has is like 400 or 500 out, and then it just kind of like builds from there. Okay, so I think it's time. Hold on. So we go back, sword here. So to give a little mirror about right here, I think it's good. at 900. Little guy here.
What am I doing here?
Still looks pretty far up to me. It's not crazy far up. Let's see how it looks on the bottom. I think Halo 2 used about 600 and 900 if I'm not mistaken for their height. Oh, do that like that. Give it some sunshine, I guess.
How did I sign on for this gig? This is crazy. What am I doing here?
I'll give him edge. I'm going to masturbate. All I'm doing is pulling towards no pass. What that means is it just means no human pass can pass and no pass for humans. We got it saved. Let's go ahead and try our human. Straight from SPV3. Okay, we'll see what happens.
This is crazy.
Miserable! You earn the price of dishonor!
That looks like that didn't work, because they still came off the cliff. That's why I haven't really made any missions, because I don't want them to come off of the map. If you know what I mean. See if that fixed it.
What am I, nuts? Sign on for this!
Alright. Looks like that's part of it. I'm gonna take the headphones out for a minute.